Hello, hello, hello. It's Thursday, 2 days after Election Day, and this week's Core Talk was deliberate. It is about staying connected during transition. And I'm going to talk about what I teach or what I've seen works in the body when you're going through transition, and what I see that happens that can cause pain or injury. And as my work is all about core connection, physically, mentally, spiritually, I decided that this week it felt like the only topic I could plan on that would make any sense. How to stay connected during transition, because every single one of us, unless you're outside of Hygiene, unless you're outside of the country, even then, the world is going through transition right now with everything that's going on. So let's talk about the body. So the number one place I see people get hurt in their work, in their bodies, is when they are in transition. So I have probably never in my almost 20 years of teaching Pilates heard of a client getting injured when they were lying down, or when they were standing still, or when they were sitting in a chair. They were always doing something. They were always moving from one place to the next. And in that movement and in that shifting with all the moving pieces, there has been the right sort of formula for injury. Okay, the right sort of ingredients for injury. And I see it in my clients just in the studio or on Zoom when they're moving. And I can see why the injury happens during transition. And here are the reasons. So, number one, when you are being asked to move from one place to the next, physically, we're going to talk physically, we're going to apply it to life, you tend to think about the next place. You think about the future, and you completely forget about the now. We are all wired, and I don't know why, we want to be in the next place. If we know we're going somewhere, we want to be there. And instead of thinking about the how of getting there, we lose everything that connects us to ourselves and go into future and forget about being present. So the brain is becomes unaware, sort of like deliberately unaware of that transition moment. And the brain also does not value the transition moment. There is a sort of removal of caring. It's one of the things I teach my clients. The transition, I say this a lot, the transition between the right side and the left, or from lying on the ground to rolling up, the transition is the most important part, because that's when everybody loses their connection to core. That's when they lose their connection to the work. They don't value the transition, not intentionally, but because in their brains, getting to the other side is what's most important. So that things are forgotten. So because of that value, because of the lack of consciousness in the present moment, these things happen. One, physically, my work is about connecting to core. And when you want to be connected to core, that means connecting your abdominals in, making sure the whole core is supported. The first thing that happens is there is a loss of core connection. So all of a sudden, the abdominals pop out, the back is not supported, you go into your fight or flight muscles, you just use whatever you have to get to the other side instead of being conscious about getting there in a way that's healthy and strong and supported. So that's what happens. One, the core connection is lost. And the other thing that is lost is attention to breath. The client or the person holds their breath when they're going from one place to the next, especially if they've never been to that place. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, this is not just about the body, y'all. This is about what's happening now. You can apply everything I'm saying to the present moment, okay, to where we are. Willie's here. Hey, Willie. So we forget when we're going from one place to the next, we forget about connecting to our core physically, and that's also mentally, spiritually. We forget about our breath. We hold our breath because we don't know what's on the other side, or we generally we hold our breath. Breath is forgotten. And the other thing that happens physically is that tension comes in. So excess tension comes in. Again, because you're not quite sure how to get to that place, or you're thinking about the other place and you're tense. So these are the things that happen in transition in the body. Now, all of this, again, can be applied to life. So here's what I teach my students to do during transition. 1, I teach them to value and pay attention to the transition. So again, when in the body you're making a transition, it is vital to pay attention, almost be more alert, care about that transition more than the thing on the other side. So I ask them to be present. I ask them to pay attention. The second thing I always, of course, ask them to do is connect to their core. When they are making a transition, it is vital to stay supported and core connected. Connect to you, connect to your support system. The third thing is to be aware of breath. So whether that's breathing out as they're moving through something, or breathing out, holding the breath out to do a movement, paying attention to breath. And then the fourth thing is to release resistance and learn how to release tension, the tension that you don't need. So we are in a place right now, and I want to call us all, as we're moving in a transition. We are in a transition right now. These things are probably happening to you in your body, and they're probably happening to you in your mind. Who are not aware of this present moment. I want to ask that you try to come back to the present moment. Apply it. See, it works in the body. It works in the body. So if it works in the body, it works in the life. I guarantee it. Just tap in. Try to come back to the present moment. See, look outside. I'm looking outside right now and I see grass. I see plants. I see the sun as it's starting to set, because it's setting so early here. I'm tapping into something that is bigger than what's on the other side. I'm tapping into the holistic moment, which is right now. Okay? So get present. Pay attention. Pay attention to this transition. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to your core. So I want you to apply that as pay attention to your core self. What is it right now that you need? Who are you in this moment? Okay? Strengthen yourself. If you're thinking about the outside and the outcome, you're not helping yourself. Support yourself. So connect to your core and your support system. And then be aware of your breathing. Be aware of your breathing. You're probably holding your breath. Do not wait to exhale. Exhale now. If you exhale, you will inhale. It's just what happens. So don't wait to exhale till November 12th or whenever this is going to happen. Exhale now. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. And calm the body down. The exhale calms the body down. And then try to release resistance. So what does release resistance look like? In the body, it looks like finding where the tension is. What is it that's making you tense? Is your neck tense? Is your hips holding on? Are you tightening your feet? Are you tightening your jaw? Poking in, finding where that is, and releasing it. So you can release resistance in your body right now to help with this transition. But you can also look at your life and see, what about this moment are you resistant to? And then look at that and ask yourself, can I release resistance to this one thing right now? Can I release resistance to feeling, this way, or whatever it is? And ultimately, obviously it's about trust and being core connected. Okay, I will say this. this is the other piece. So we can just talk about a headstand for a second. It's very scary to go into a headstand. That's not a Pilates move, but it's a move that I've done a million times in yoga. When you have all of these things set up, from transitioning to being right side up to upside down, is a very scary transition. But when you have these things set up, presence, you're present. Your core connected to your support system. Again, this is applying to life. You're aware of your breath and you're aware of where you are in space. You release resistance to this outcome of like, oh no, am I gonna, you don't hold back. You give in and you show up. Then trust in yourself and your body and life automatically comes in. Because I know a lot of us right now are holding, we are not trusting in that life's gonna be okay. We're not. And I am not by any means saying that if you just take care of yourself, everything's gonna be great. But I am going to say, you're going to have to do other work, right? It's not just about taking care of yourself, because I don't know what other work you're gonna be called to do. But if you are called to do external work, this has to happen first in order for you to have the hit of this is what I need to do next, in order for you to have the connection and stability so that you're able to go out into the world and speak the way you need to speak. But this is essential. Holding in resistance, holding your breath, forgetting all your core support, forgetting everything is not going to help you. So I just want to encourage you to take a few moments to be present. Look at your children. Hug your husband or your wife. Look at your body. Be in your body. Do something. Go on a walk. Breathe, connect to your core self, and release resistance, and you will feel a little better, and you'll make better choices. Okay? So thank you for being here. I will see you on the next Core Talk, which I don't have planned yet. Everything feels a little bit like we're waiting. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you. Stay core connected. I will see you soon. Bye.